Hey gamers, you ready for Roottree-mania? Cause I fucking am. I liked the amount of drama. I think it was well paced in the first part, but things have gotten so whack. Like everything has gotten so over the top in Roottree-mania, and I'm really super into it. You like the I'm a secret Roottree shirt? It's a good one. 4 locked in, okay. It took us all last session, took us 2 hours to get 4. It is quite a lot harder, but we've got a ton of leads to follow up on. If you missed the last stream, what to say? So after the events of the first book, basically people came out of the woodwork. Yeah, Sam gave us a pile of stuff. After the events of the first game, or the first part of this game, Sam's book was released and a bunch of people came out of the woodwork being like, oh, I might be a secret Roottree too. Oh, I've got a claim to the fortune. Oh, whoa. And most of them are not credible. But some of them are credible. So, actually Clark, this man, Clark came and gave us, was like, Clark's the president now. He came to us to basically low-key discredit a lot of people. But we're gonna do our best to just get the facts in. That's accurate. They've been fooling around. So Papa Roottree, the man at the top of this one, he definitely had at least one affair. I guess it's locked in. Definitely one affair, and so there's a bunch of children from that. There's another level of infidelity, but we haven't pinpointed who it is yet. Fucking Guy was dipping his wick all over town and has a lot of children. Any potatoes this stream? No, but I have oatmeal. Which I'm gonna take a bite of now. No, I'm gonna keep talking about what we're seeing here. Okay. Yeah. Dipping his wick. Oh, NH London, I saw your DM and I sent you a link to the Discord, so come on in. And then we have a more modern one. Basically, a lot of these people have been fucking around. So, we're trying to pinpoint who. And again, there's another top secret thing. And I think, my guess right now is the top secret thing has something to do with Miracle, but we're not certain. Roy is extremely a messy soap opera vibe, and I'm so here about it. There would be no Roottree-mania if they all practice safe sex, which is a shame. Everybody should practice safe sex. That's what I mean by it's a shame. Did it say self-sex on the... Safe sex. Self-sex is safe sex. So if you think about it, Chad. Wow, Eric Davies, that sounds fucking incredible. Eric says, I have smoked trout and herbed ricotta on fry bread, and it's incredible from a local Métis restaurant. Fucking spectacular. Hold on, I have to let Twitch chat say a lot of stuff about masturbation. Okay. Can we listen to Beef Baby one more time? Not yet. We'll do that. We can do that later in the stream. Another really difficult thing about this game, about Roottree-mania specifically, is that we have to get 4 relatives locked in. And you have to get their first and last names independently. And I did use the name combos to kind of force a lot of stuff in the first game, so this is going to be way more difficult. Yeah, and to make things worse, it's been very hard to find the maiden names of a lot of these affairs, so I don't know. We're working on it. Anyway, Sam came by and dropped off a ton of other clues, which we have not yet gone through. You know what? Let's listen to Beef Baby now. I'll use this as a oatmeal break.
trying to cut in. That's my price you've been eyeing. You thought you could win. You can quit all your crying. We're no longer kids. All the lies you've been lying. Now it's come to this. Thought that we'd stay friends forever, but that ends play the victim side and try to make him care. Claimed your ostrich side like something to repair. Stole my style, tried to bleach and dye your hair. Got him wasted, even wore my underwear. Sophisticated, still knew you'd never be. Why do you think that you have no friends? Why do you think that you have no friends? Why do you think that you have no friends? 'Cause every time you fish on it beat, baby, beat, baby, you and I got beat, baby, beat, baby, beat, baby, you and I got beat, baby, beat, baby, beat, baby, beat, baby, beat, baby, beat, baby.
It's a catchy song. Nobody would say otherwise. It is such a like late 90s, early 2000s pop punk. Like it sounds like a cut from an Avril Lavigne album. Okay. Let's click some faces. Alright, this photo was given to you by Sam. A woman named Regina Clementine came to her and claimed that her husband has confessed he thinks he's a root tree. The details of this case can be found in your evidence. Okay, so it's not her, but presumably this man. Stuart is the older boy wearing a vest. The woman in the photo is Mary-Beth Clementine. Okay, hold on. Beach Pup, thank you for the resubscribe. Okay. Stuart is the older boy wearing a vest. Woman is Mary-Beth Clementine, a singer who may have had an affair with Miracle Clementine. I knew Miracle. I knew Miracle was out here. I love that she's got a giant Clementine sticker on her guitar. I love that. Okay. Okay. That is confusing, though. Queerman, thank you for the resubscribe. And a meow to you, too. It can't be this one. I mean, Miracle is 71 years old. So if... my guess is based on these photos, this is not a recent affair. It would be wild. It's not impossible. So but this also feels too early. No, wait, we did the math. Men can procreate at 71. That's totally true. I'm guessing it's not that. I remember doing the math here and Miracle was 21 in 1949, if I remember right. So, man. But I also think potentially I have to assume that some of the clues we'll get will be red herrings. So potentially this one is Miracle. Okay, if this is true, these are the two boys in the picture. One of these, this would be Mary-Beth Clementine. This would be The older... Wait, how am I reading this? Hold on. A woman named Regina Clementine came to her and claimed that her husband... Okay, so Regina Clementine, Clementine being her married name. So it would be Mary-Beth Clementine, Regina Clementine, Steve, whatever the man's name was, and then the two boys, and then potentially one of the boys has a boy. If this is true. I guess I could plug that in. I'm gonna hold off. I want to look at all of this evidence. Positive stress. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Been catching up with the V since I finished it. Great game. It is a great game. I'm enjoying it so much. I'm glad you like it. All right, 6 pieces at prodigy.us to genealogy genie at prodigy.us. That's me. This is all the information I have about Regina Clementine, nee Salazar, from New Orleans, Louisiana, and her husband, Stuart Clementine. She wrote me about a month ago. Apparently, the Roottrees lawyers went after her since then. Oh, by the time I received her letter and called her, she told me she couldn't cooperate anymore. Uh-oh. Hey, Hobbs. Her husband, who is a police officer and never knew his father, told her he thought he might be a Roottree, but he's estranged from his family and didn't want to pursue it because he had no proof. Why does he think it, then? She wrote to me behind his back. Normally, I wouldn't be so sure, but she had some pretty credible facts. Okay. Some of it I've been able to confirm. Stuart's mother was Mary-Beth Clementine. She's pretty well known in the 30s to 50s, a singer who went on tour with a lot of churches. You can look her up online, and I will. She was a pretty big proponent of adoption. I know for a fact that she came to Butler County a few times. I remember her from when I was younger. And Regina said that Stuart told her that they always seem to spend a lot of time at Miracles Church. She sent me a photo to prove that she's the one who's, she says is, that she's who she says she is. I've attached this to the email. 6 pieces, unwrapping families, America's sweetest families, out now. Please consider saving a tree and not printing this email. Oh my God. Extremely 90s. Extremely 90s email tag. Okay. Okay, so there's some good information there. I think we're supposed to take this as a credible option. The note about her being a big proponent of adoption is interesting. I'm not certain what to make of it. I'm wondering if she adopted a illegitimate root tree off someone else, potentially. You were given some partial staff records to cross-reference by Sam. These records are based on old tax mailings and only detail the employees that work directly for the root tree. Oh, I hope we get some last names. The many laborers on their farms and the factories are not listed. You're not sure how helpful it will be except cross-referencing guys' secretaries and visits overseas. This is a document of guys' fuck spending. So we're going to be able to use that to get through here. You barking Bargus, do you still see? Please think about the environment before printing this email. I love that. I feel like that got phased out when printers got phased out, but I guess depending on the industry you're in, it might still be there. That's really funny. God, I'm tempted to add that to the bottom of my email signature. Spider searching people just because they're listed in this book will likely be very time consuming and a waste of time. Okay, so it's preemptively telling me I'm not necessarily Googling all these names. All right, President Zach, Special Management Ernest, office staff. Oh, all right. We're looking for a Christina and a Joanne, or a Christine. Okay. So Edward Roottree, Lloyd Carpenter, Carl Monroe, Elizabeth Cravensworth. Cravensworth, a good ass last name. Yeah, Rory, I'm with you 100%. Ha! Positive stress. I like that. Please think about my emotional health before replying to this email. All right, product management. Eli, Fred, Albert, Douglas, Rosenberg. Ah, okay. We got a Joanne. Nope. Okay. Juliet, Joanne, Doris Mays, and Beth Knox. I'm just gonna highlight all of those names as potential, you know. Samantha Madsen, John Miller, Elizabeth Farrow, Thomas Green, Fred Gleason, Stuart Todd, Sam Harmon, Robert Logan, Michael Crane, Jack Keatings. Major expenses, none. Okay. I assume these are different eras. So this is an older era. This is with Zach. In 1977, it was announced that Zach would be retiring and Guy would be taking over at the start of 1978. I held a retirement party in November before spending the final month working on the transition. Okay, Guy Hudson replaced. Patrick Deckard hired. Eli no longer employed. Ernest now product management. Christine Farrow. Okay, wait, there was a Farrow last round too. Yeah, there's an Elizabeth Farrow. Okay. Christine Farrow hired. Joanne Robertson no longer listed among the secretaries, but a Joanne Fellows has been added to the list. Okay. That's still Joanne, I think. All right, Joanne Fellows and Beth Knox are no longer employed at Roottree. Christine no longer listed among the secretaries, but a Christine Garland has been hired. Okay. Great. We still don't have a picture for her. But I feel very confident about Joanne. So I feel like we've got one good one locked in. Okay. All right. Ooh. Gwyneth Madsen was hired. Beth Knox 50-year work anniversary bonus. Damn. Good for her. 50-year work anniversary bonus. That's incredible. Is that meant to imply that nobody's fucking her because she's been working there for 50 years? I have to assume that's what this means, because that means she's probably 70 years old. But on the other hand, maybe she got game. You know? Consider. That's more than his retirement party. Not his retirement bonus. That is his retirement party is $20,000 in 1977 bucks. Okay. In 1978, okay. This began a particularly volatile period in the company's staffing. Many travel expenses were listed, and Guy began trying to develop new 5-piece flavors. All right. Guy Hudson replaces. Edward Roottree, Elizabeth Cravensworth, and Lloyd Carpenter are no longer employed by Roottree. Raffertoons is now listed as office staff. Albert Cross and Fred Cross no longer employed. Christina's out. Beatrice and Corinne Schwartz. Did we see a Corinne? Or a Corinne? Juliet McCullen and Doris Mays are no longer hired. Lisa Lewis and Valerie Ewing were hired. Sam Cottrell. That's our Sam, right? No. Sam Cottrell was on the list. Or maybe she was in the first game? The name is familiar. Hold on. There was a Cottrell. I feel certain there was a Cottrell somewhere. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Sam Cottrell. Okay. No, Sam Cottrell is not our Sam's married name. Sam Cottrell married Gwyneth. And Gwyneth, we saw on the records that Gwyneth started working there, so. And we don't really know where all these people were hired at. So we don't know if they're all secretaries. We know Guy likes to take advantage of the hiring pool. And presumably that means his secretaries. But our Sam is not Gwyneth's daughter. Not that Gwyneth's daughter. She's higher up. Susan Ford, Special Services Interpreter. Interesting. Susan Ford was hired under a special category that only existed for 1 year. All right, presidential office refurbish, 5-piece flavor development, caviar? Ugh. Edward Roottree retirement party. Wow, a way less money, but still quite a lot of money. Christmas tree, okay. Fucking travel expenses, damn. $100,000 a month for a caviar flavor? Butterscotch, I'll grant you. And then they tried hacking caviar again? Incredible. You think the caviar is for cocaine? Do you think that that is cocaine money, or do you think that they were trying to make cocaine flavored candy? You think that's a hush money code? I love that. The fact that it repeats is suspicious, and it's quite a lot of money, but I don't know how much development costs are. The volatility continues. Many new employees didn't tend to stick around for very long. Susan Ford has been moved to office staff. Terry O'Connor is hired. A lot of people hired and let go. Corinne Schwartz and Beatrice Watts. Linda Lewis and... yeah, Linda Lewis, in and out. God, there's so many names. Emily Seinfeld is no longer employed, but an Emily Barnes is now listed, so... presumably somebody getting married, or just two Emilys. Oh, okay, yeah. Gwyneth Matson became Gwyneth Cattrall. Sam Ford no longer works in this department. Susan Ford, forgive me. Oh, God, yeah, okay. This is... God, was he fucking 4 women at once? That is so much money to be devoting towards Gandalf Dove? Gandalf Dove. Oh, this is blackmail. This is a blackmail payment. 100. It's watermelon. Oh, okay. Guy Dutson died May of 1982. I genuinely feel at this point that the company would have become bankrupt if he had not died. Most of the extraneous expenses ended, and all of the secretaries, most handpicked by Guy Hudson, were let go. Damn. Okay, got some replacements. Susan Ford no longer employed. It says all of the secretaries, but that's the only one listed. Okay. Ah, here we go. Angela Ingram, Linda Lewis, Catherine Garrett. All right, I think those are the names we should be honing in on. Okay. From here on out, no secretaries are directly employed by Roottree. They use a temp agency called Work Time Temp. Damn. All right. More hires, more fires. Uh-huh. Canceled after 5 months. Root clothing reimbursement. Oh, okay. Fred Gleason 50 work anniversary. All right. So we've got Sugar Plum as well. $20,000 a month for Sugar Plum? Why did one of them get twice as much hush money? Well, not hush money. I guess it's fuck money. Okay, damn. Okay. Okay. So we've got Christine and Joanne. I have to assume the remaining constellation. I mean, she must be salty, Rory. Must be a salty lady. Alright, so I have to assume these last three are Angela, Linda, and Catherine. God. But I'm also so curious about Susan Ford. Hired under a special category that only existed for a year. Per child? It's possible. God, that's so much, though. I mean, that math does math, though. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let me double check that, because it's not a bad argument. Because my theory is that this couple took a lump sum, which I think is what that big payment is. So there would be four child payments: sugar plum strawberry, gigua. I don't know how to pronounce that fully. Butterscotch and caviar. So that is 5. So maybe those are blackmail payments, or maybe that's just, I don't know. It's. I think. I did Christine and Joanne. Were they still working here at this point? Because they don't. Let's figure out when they left. I don't know if I ever saw them on the fired list. Right, here's Elizabeth Farrow's no longer working there. Okay. Well, Christine had her name changed. She got married. Okay, Christine Garling, no working. Okay. So she stopped working there in 1978. So if she was the first to have children with him, she could be Caviar. And then Joanne, we saw Joanne became... Yes, Joanne became Joanne Fellows and then was promptly fired. Well, not promptly. A year later, no longer with them. And there's no money bonus here. So maybe Joanne is Caviar. Because there's the delay. Well, if that only started in 1978, because we don't know the months, it's possible that she was fired when she was pregnant and then gave birth in 1978. So we'll say Joanne. Yeah, Joanna, potentially Caviar. She got married and left. But if indeed these product development flavors correspond with payments to these women, it's most likely that she's Caviar. Just order-wise. And then Butterscotch must be Christine. And then And then those two continue, but now we also have Strawberry and Shigua. Nope. And then, no! The last one was Sugar Plum with twice as much money. Okay. All right, interesting. It could be child money and he fires them after they get pregnant. I think that's a good read. Okay. A lot of intel. A lot of intel, but not all of it really overlapping. So we have this vein. I'm going to go ahead and, I think, plug these into where I think they are. But I'm not convinced that Miracle is the father. But I guess if we plug them in and they're correct, then all right, Mary-Beth, Clementine. She was a musician. Woman named Regina Clementine came to her and claimed that her husband. Okay. Actually, let's go ahead and Google Mary-Beth Clementine. She was famous enough we should be able to find her on the internet. Who's locked in? The same people we had locked in at the end of last stream, because we've made no progress. We've made progress. We just haven't locked anything in. Okay, was a singer popular between 1942 and 1959. Traveled the country performing at churches, a mix of religious and popular songs. Although she recorded a few records, they seem lost to time. The only one you find was a cover of He's Got the Whole World in His Hand, released under the label New Edison. Known for her adoptions, listed on many sites that mention adoption in the history of adoption, she adopted 2 children in the late 1940s, Stuart and Mark. Wait, Stuart and Mark were the children in this picture. Stuart's a boy wearing an older vest. Okay. I mean, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Spoken to an advocate for the benefits of adoption in front of Congress, who convened debate and discussed the then recent first adoption of an African-American child to a white family in the United States. She's specifically there to detail her experience going through the system to adopt Stuart. Her other son was adopted later, and according to a single line on one adoption site, under unusual circumstances, drama. Yeah, I'm wondering if Stuart is adopted and the other baby. Scandaloso. In 1959, it surfaced that Mary-Beth had been twice divorced, both times to her manager, Sterling. This ended her career with a religious audience she had been catering to. While she performed occasionally since then, she's mostly faded into obscurity, passed away in 1994. So something Sterling. Oh, first name Sterling? Okay, last name Clementine, presumably. Potentially this man. Okay, so these two would be Stuart and the other one. Clem. Okay. And Stuart is the older boy. Okay. So the person who reached out, Regina Clementine, is married to Stuart. But I reckon he's not the one that is the real son. Did we get we got a name, right? Didn't we get a name for the other boy? Maybe we didn't. Regina Clementine Nee Salazar. Stuart's mother is pretty well known. We should look her up in the Butler County newspaper as well. You're right. Clementine is not Mary-Beth's maiden name, but we don't know what it is yet. I mean, no, it can't be because we've got a Regina Clementine. Well, but Regina Clementine, yeah, I guess she wouldn't be Regina Clementine here. She would be Salazar. And we don't know what Clementine's last name is. Okay. Okay, we don't know what this little boy's name is. Yeah, Sterling is Clementine. Because if this is Regina Clementine, then it has to be, his last name has to be Sterling, which she took, and these two inherited. Some of the Roottrees are redheads, yeah. But some of them are blondes. But I think it's more about the description that we found on that website, which implies that she adopted her older son and that her younger son was under unusual circumstances. Did we get a name? Mark. Okay. All right, Mark Clementine. Okay. And there's going to be an initial photo of him. All right. I guess... What are we going to get if we search He's Got the Whole World in His Hands? Yeah, okay. I was going to say. Kind of a popular song. Maybe the label New Edison? Small record label based in LA that existed a few years in the 40s. Sterling Edison. According to a website about the history of the recorded sound, it was named after its founder, Sterling Edison. It's weird that there are two Sterlings. Its biggest claim to fame was being sued by the estate of Thomas Edison and Edison Records versus Edsel. So maybe she was a Clementine? Maybe she is Mary-Beth Clementine and this is Sterling Edison. Because they were divorced apparently twice, so it's possible, yeah, if her marriage divorces were secret, or if she was a performer who wanted to keep her last name. Find a few references to New Edison and Mary-Beth Clementine. One collector says that the Holy Grail is the re-release of Old Rugged Cross, and says that the first edition was originally published before she legally changed her name. Okay. Nee Salazar is a different woman. That's for Regina, who is Stuart's wife, not Mary-Beth. Another site claims that the police had to be called to New Edison record after the owner, Sterling Edison, got into a physical altercation in public, leading to a divorce. There is no cited source or evidence, and the site's content seems user-submitted. There's an email address at the bottom, and the phrase, "Send me your stories about old Hollywood, and I'll add them to the page." 2 divorces equals 2 affairs? Maybe, but I don't know where that gets us. Because he's not a blood relative, so we don't care where his dick's been. Okay, let's see. I guess let's... This all feels very useful to dig into the music magazine on. Edison Records, okay. The history of the company seems very unimportant except for a potential lawsuit. The website about lawsuits mentions that this was a fun case because the name of the lawsuit was actually the biggest problem for the person being sued. The record producer who called himself Edison was immediately outed as not being actually named Edison. Edsel was a German last name, and at the time of the founding of the company, U.S. was at war with Germany. The company's founder immediately tried to get the case to go away, but the damage was done. So his last name is Edsel. Man, pick a name, dude. Okay. Okay. It was one of the first record labels. I think that's how I'm supposed to interpret this. The Old Rugged Cross. A popular hymn covered by many, many artists. All right. Mary-Beth Clementine. Reviewed and advertised many times. Most popular was, okay, her cover of He's Got the Whole World in His Hand. Very positive review of her cover. Complimented her voice and the tone of her guitar. You has nothing to say about Mary-Beth herself, so it's not very useful. One of them was The Old Rugged Cross, which is the only song that was advertised but not reviewed. Okay. When first reviewed by the magazine, it listed the artist as Mary-Beth Quaker. Wow, she didn't want a picture of some oats on her guitar? Shaking my head. Okay. We know she went to Butler County a few times, so... played Religious Hymns at Miracles Church. Mentioned 2 times, although the first visit from 1949 was significantly more substantial. I think Clementine is a great name, first or last. Miracle Congregation welcomes Mary-Beth Clementine with open arms. He was moved when he heard Mary-Beth's recording of his favorite hymns, His Eye is on the Sparrow, and reached out to her personally. Holds a very special meaning to me. As you know, I've had a very difficult upbringing, and it's no secret that my own eyes have always been a source of struggle. The song is about overwhelming sadness and hardship through Jesus. Is about overcoming, I said overwhelming, overcoming sadness and hardship through Jesus. If God can find a way to watch every sparrow, he can certainly watch over those made in his image. My family's fortune does me no good as a man of the Lord. It's much better spent spreading his word, and I felt a kinship with Mary-Beth ever since I heard her voice. When I learned her personal story, I knew I had to help her in whatever way I could. The Bible is full of adoptions from Moses to Esther. Spending your life taking care of those helpless to help themselves is incredibly noble. She and her son are welcome to stay in our guest house. Okay, so establishing that she already had one son when he went to stay with them. When she went to stay with him. So the first son can't be his offspring. Second visit a few years later. So 4 years later. Article mentions the first visit was a massive success. It also mentions the unusual circumstances of her second son's adoption have prevented her from touring recently. She was pregnant. Great Suzo, yeah, Wahundo. She couldn't tour for about 9 months. Nothing weird about that. Okay. Well, pretty suspicious. Okay. It also said something about old Hollywood stories. So I'm curious. What was that man's name? Okay, it was Sterling Edsel. Maybe. She's not really a star. Oh. Okay. Okay, yeah, I feel really strong about this. But without their occupations, it's not going to do much for us. Oh, well, no, we know Stuart's a cop, right? Great. Booyah. Okay. All right, great. God, they really flip-flopped us on those names a lot. I'm really glad we got those nailed in. And we got Joanne Robertson. Okay. All right. Progress. Progress, gang. All right. Nothing for Mark, though. How... So Stuart thinks Stuart thinks he is the son of a root tree, when it is indeed Mark. Send me a photo to prove that's who she says she is. Okay, it says there's still one clue here. But it's estranged from his family. Alright. Okay. Phew. Alright, the next route, maybe we should start digging more into... Man, I really wish we had more on Mark. My instinct is we should maybe try digging more into the secretaries. Yeah, because we have all those weird... You know what I wanted to search was... Grandorf Dove. Just feels like it's something. Grandorf School for the Deaf, and they had an interpreter on the bank. Okay, hold on. Grandorf School for the Deaf, formerly Grandorf Dove, is located about an hour from where the Roottree offices used to be in Butler County, but it serves much of the part of Pennsylvania and nearby Ohio. According to their website, okay, Grandorf was the last name of the founder, and Dove is the Danish word for deaf. Founder had issues with government translators, leading to an odd transcription issue. 1990, it was renamed to correct the embarrassing lack of effort and awareness demonstrated by government office in those early days. The staff is listed on the website. You scan through and find that the principal, Miss Ford, is fluent in 5 languages, including ASL. She's been working at the school for 15 years. There was a Ford. Miss Ford's bio also mentions she's not deaf herself, but rather learned sign language to communicate with the deaf. It mentions she was responsible for securing fundings for Hudson Wing. Ford was the name of the woman who was interpreting for them, right? Yeah, Susan Ford. Hired under a special category that only existed for 1 year. Well, this is perplexing. Hudson Wing was an expansion built in 1982. Separate, much smaller building, half a block from the main campus, operates as a smaller, independent school with free ASL courses for family members, friends, and caretakers. That's cool. They got their name from the president of the Roottrees company. There's also a very vague history section that you can somewhat fill in with details from the other information you've seen about the school. Mentions that the donation came at the insistence of an employee of Roottree at the time. Oh my god, did she become the head of the school because she got him to donate a bunch of money? Because she's not herself deaf, which is kind of sus. It mentions she learned ASL from the main school before the Hudson Wing even existed to surprise her future husband, who was deaf. After realizing how useful a service like that could be to non-deaf people who wish to better serve those with hearing issues, she convinced Roottrees management to invest. Hudson Wing opened and she became the first teacher at the new campus. At first it only operated on weekends, but since then it has added afternoon classes on some weekdays. Huh. This is all, yes, Lunar, all very suspicious. I am wondering, who is her husband? That's a great question. I am wondering if one of these is not. If I don't know. Maybe this is blackmail. Because I initially thought it was blackmail, but not for her. All right. Maybe let's search Susan Ford. Really? Okay. Regularly listed in articles with other schools. It includes what seems like an endless list of snow cancellations, extracurricular activities, and weekend events. Among the avalanche, you find one useful article. It was at the center of a crime article from 1982. It seems that someone defaced the school and vehicles outside the brand new Hudson Wing, multiple broken windows, and one of the teacher's cars was painted with profanities and accusation of infidelity. A few weeks later, a follow-up article provides more detail. There was one arrest. Thomas Hughes was also coincidentally a former student at the school. Apparently, the destruction came weeks after he married the school's newest teacher, Mrs. Hughes. She was not a teacher when he went. He graduated a few years earlier. Okay. I mean, that's got to be Susan Ford. According to the police reports, trials, and restraining orders, Mr. Hughes was convinced that he was not the father of Mrs. Hughes' current pregnancy. He was released on bail. School agreed not to press charges after agreement was made to pay for the damages, and the couple began divorce proceedings. They've all avoided future appearances. Okay. 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 So it could technically be either of these, but my instinct is it is this one. For no reason, but we're gonna go for it. What was his first name? Thomas. Ooh. Oh, it did say, well, I don't think current pregnancy, I don't think necessarily implies, I don't think that implies that she has a former or latter pregnancy. I think it just implies that, I think they're underscoring the drama is what I'm saying. No pictures though. Maybe we can search him on the internet. Okay. I'm surprised we didn't get a photo in all of that. Yeah, I don't feel like any of the rest of this. That was the Butler newspaper. Okay. Yeah, I can't believe we didn't get a photo in all of that. Because I really don't know what else to search in that vein. I mean, that was really fruitful, but the buzz is dying down. I can feel it in my body. Yeah, is there no more about... Correct the embarrassing lack of effort and awareness. Yeah, I don't have any, like, government documents. Alright, well... Feels like we hit another dead end there. But we've got... Okay, I am doubling down. I think this goes in order. I think this is Susan. Maybe that's the reason, because it did say Susan speaks 5 languages. So it's possible the reason this one is in, I think Chinese, is because she speaks Chinese. Mandarin or something. Like, it's possible. Did I look up? Yeah, I looked up the new school name in the Butler County Times. Here, I'll try it again. But, I mean, it was pretty clear that... Oh, there we go. I guess I didn't. Okay, good catch. Thank you. Viewed odd appearances. So many... Not too many that you can't look at them all. It is... This is a tricky thing where it's like... You try to be diligent about searching for everything everywhere, but then there's always, like, one step shy. After scrolling through a few pages, you find something incredibly useful. Local students provide key evidence in scientific study. This article from March of this year mentions that the Ford sisters, who attended public school in Butler County, are one of only a handful of identical twins in the world who suffer from 2 different genetic issues. One of them has asthma and one of them has a deadly allergy to peanut. Their mother, Miss Susie Ford. What? I guess she just goes by Susie now. Okay, that's fine. It does seem like maybe they were twins. Was originally contacted by researchers looking to identify if there were not any sets of twins where one was born deaf and the other was not. From 2 different genetic issues. While she didn't have any twins attending her school, she asked if her daughters, Melissa and Heather, boom, could be useful, and it turns out they were. They couldn't be more different. My youngest, even though we all call her that, even though it's only about 15 minutes, is shy but essentially hasn't stopped running from the moment she learned to scamper. Asthma's kept her sister off the soccer field, but she's the definition of an extrovert and has even performed in a local production of Is There Life After High School later this year. Wow, how mean to make them pose with these little things. This photo accompanied an article about scientific studies. Okay, 4 twins are used as part of the twin on the left is holding an inhaler, and the twin on the right is holding an EpiPen. Okay, so that's how we're supposed to differentiate between these 2. Yeah, I guess this isn't them. I guess it is. Okay. God, now I have to remember everything I just put in. Okay, Ford, Susan, Thomas, Hughes, Principal? We still don't have we're supposed to have 2 photos for her. We don't have either. Okay, so the youngest doesn't... Okay, so the older one has asthma. So the one on the left is the older one. Presumably. But we don't know which is which. I'm gonna put them in order. Yeah, we can look up the play. Okay. Melissa and Heather can be more different. The youngest is shy but active. Is it a definition of extrovert? Okay. All right. It mentions the cast. Okay, so Heather Ford is the one. Aha! They tried. They tried to swap them up on me. Okay. Hey, do you girls have a picture of your mom I could use? Okay. Is there anything else here? I'm wondering if we search Miss Susie Ford instead of Susan Ford. Okay, no. Nothing down that vein. Maybe she went by other things. Maybe she went by Sue Ford. Alright, yeah, let's try Heather and Melissa. Okay. Damn. Okay. We're gonna have 2 pictures of her and we haven't found either yet. I'm wondering... I mean, since it's a nationwide experiment, I'm wondering if we can't find more information about it, but I also don't know. Maybe Ford sisters. Damn. Okay. Try the married name. I mean, it sounds like they were only married for like a few weeks. So. Alright, nothing for Ford sisters. I am surprising. Alright, well... let's see what other notes we have. Okay, so I'm taking this back. Boom. Oh god. I fucked up the formatting. Is my insert on? Oh, okay. Okay. So we still need strawberry and Shigua. I'll get you out of here. So Angela, Linda, and Catherine are the 3 remaining secretaries. And the game has also been underscoring the travel expenses thing. But I'm not positive what I should really be doing. Are they because of the initials? That would be so funny. Like, would the initials be for the women? Oh, Susan for... Well, but then how do Joanne and Christine fit into that? I mean, I don't know 100% that these are right, so it could be Christina Caviar, but then where does Butterscotch fit in? A great Suzo, that's what I'm trying not to make a big leap, but it's hard not to deny the fact that he did evidently travel to China in 1979. Christina could be the ex. Yeah, that's true. But then again, where do we put Joanne? Like, it's not impossible, but it doesn't fit quite neatly enough. Okay, maybe let's just start searching these ladies' names. But I'm not expecting anything, because the game was like, don't bother Googling all these people. Okay. Should I just Google China? Alright, that's fair. Can you search the countries and root tree? Yeah, that's not a bad option. I appreciate this context. China Roottrees is one of the companies created to manufacture and distribute root tree candy. Developed as part of the Root Tree Everywhere initiative. God, this dude made a whole fucking ass initiative to travel and fuck his secretaries. Crazy. Okay. New opportunities. Lang Hongbo was said to have personally won over the Root Tree family and was the owner of multiple textile factories, did not wish to import the ingredients and build a special factory, so instead they made a deal to import bulk unpackaged Root Tree candy and label it for not only China but additional markets. Hong Bao, who was already in his mid-50s when the detail landed, only had daughters, and his brother, Ling Hongyu, took control upon his death. Oh, after he died... we're getting a lot of names, y'all. We're getting a lot of names here. After Hongyu died, it passed on to the oldest child from that generation. All right. You come across a website for the Longtai Textile Corporation. This was the corporation that helped expand, so I'm going to grab that name too. Company seems very accomplished. Their site has quotes from many different reporters in nearly every language. Company focused and not people focused. Don't offer any useful info. Page contains a very rudimentary leadership timeline. Has been in the Lang family for a long time. It kind of looks like a family tree. During the period where they began the Root Tree deal, died before the internet was widespread. Bless him. His younger brother took over. Current CEO is a woman simply named, listed simply as Jin Yu. Site doesn't give her last name, although she does appear in the family tree below Hongbo. Has a few American logos. One is the Root Tree logo, another is Tranquilts, and the third is Piece of Asia. Okay, God, all right. I'm wondering what order the game intends us to put the names in on the family tree. Just assuming that potentially some of these are root trees. Lang Tai was mentioned in Business Watch fairly often. The earliest mentions from October 1979 when he was traveling there. Stands out because it's unusual because it doesn't involve the business. The article details a new, at the time, medical industry. In vitro fertilization was brand new, barely a year old. After the first successful IVF in 1978, it seems the industry began to grow, and a featured article about different companies all over the world and the cost that they could charge for their service was in Business Watch. Apparently at the time, CEO of Long Tai was Lang Hongbo, and his younger daughter, Lang Jinyao, and her husband could not have children. So in an attempt to create a suitable heir, he paid Chi Jeans to have their child implanted in his oldest daughter, who was unmarried. Okay. So, okay. Here's the thing is, I do think if the older daughter had a biracial child, it might sort of be obvious. I mean, I guess we don't know anything about her husband, so maybe it seems legit. Oh, it's a huge controversy. Yes. Seems that a whistleblower came forward in the U.S. government. Sometimes claimed that they performed IVFs when they did not. Holy shit. This would often be as an excuse for an otherwise unexplainable pregnancy. Unexplainable pregnancy. They'd fly their clients to America where they would stay for an extended period of time, return with news of a successful IVF. With credible evidence that they could imagine a world in which the company would be allowed to continue operations without facing legal or serious legal or financial consequences. Okay. The drama. Okay. Are they mentioned locally? That would be really funny. Okay. I'm actually gonna grab this whole paragraph. Okay. The youngest daughter. But okay, so potentially the oldest daughter. Well, let's keep Googling. There's so many names here. Mentioned in an article about in vitro. Okay, this is just the same information. Okay, fewer results than Lang Tai. She missed out on Watchman of the Year. I wonder why. Business Watch. Did have a pretty sizable article. Born in 1947, first of two children. Had trouble conceiving a second time. And this was Jinyu's sister. It became clear that her family was not going to have a son. Father was the president of Lang Tai. One helped him in China and the other in USA. When he died, passed to his male sibling, a younger brother. Many in the know knew this would be a problem. His brother, Jinyu's uncle, was not a businessman and was much younger. Jinyu essentially ran the company. He began having problems related to dementia. Oh, she did a power play! Dope. Stopped working until the results of her absence began to cause problems. Only then did they meet the need needed her. Girl boss, girl boss, girl boss. Okay. But that doesn't... Yes, okay. I wonder what is going to happen if I search the other way. Nothing comes up? Okay. Well, because I spelled it wrong? No, okay. So I think that's the trick of why they really emphasize the name order. Okay. Recently listed in the article written by and for women, the article entitled Empowerment is about the recent rise of women entrepreneurs. Controversial. Many of them quit because they haters. Has performed well. Her nephew, who's currently her second in command, is expected to take over when she retires. In the meantime, the board's stance has been a twist on a popular proverb. The article roughly translates as, someone that has proven they can do something well can do it 100 times well. An unproven leader can doom us all. Article often mentions that it was an early adopter of IVF and helped her sister have a child. There's an unsourced image. Says it's from 1992. She was 45 at the time. Is it her locking lips with a guy? No. Okay. All right. We've got a photo though. I'm feels really strongly. You think her nephew's actually her son? I think that's actually a great read on this. And I think it's her. I think she's a single lady. I'm going to plug her in, and we'll just see. It listed her as CEO, not president, right? That's such a tricky little thing. Yeah, she took over as CEO. Okay. 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 All right. All right. I feel fairly confident about these three, so we just need to lock one more in. Okay. What about... Okay. How do we go about... Can we get anything about her? Ah, okay. That's right. We had some more company names. Did I not highlight those? I meant to highlight those. Piece of Asia is an American arm of Lang Thai, located in Pittsburgh. According to the site, the Thai in Lang Thai translates to peaceful, so they chose their name in America to match. There are a lot of other companies listed here. Seems Piece of Asia is nearly as accomplished. Offer fabric and clothes at wholesale prices. Business is said to be owned by Jerry and Linda Han. Their Chinese names are listed too. Han Junwei and Lang Jingyao. Okay. Okay. I guess, Jerry, Linda, and Mike Han. Mike Han, this child. Appear recently on a website called Focus on Philosophy under the headline Hanging with the Hans. Chosen because they donate significantly to causes that further Chinese American culture. Jerry and Linda were both born in China and fell in love during college. Linda's father led a large company. After expanded to the U.S., Linda's father approved their marriage as long as Jerry took over the U.S. portion of the business. How ironic it all ended up. I was absolutely terrified to move to the United States, but my big sister was desperately in love with the idea. She used to have this Butch Cassidy poster on the wall and was obsessed with Robert Redford. But somehow Jerry and I were the ones sent here, and now we couldn't possibly imagine going back. When we had Mike, we never even considered giving him a traditional name. Meanwhile, my sister stayed in China and has thrived there. She doesn't even like visiting the US anymore. Our kids are completely opposite, though. So they both have children. Mike couldn't wait to travel abroad. He's actually in business school, working with my sister. Our niece, who grew up there, was the opposite. She couldn't wait to get there. She started calling herself Lucy Lang in high school and flew out as soon as she graduated. The name change absolutely drove my sister local. Okay, so she's not this... Well, okay. Well, then who the fuck... Well, then... It's possible... It's possible this is unrelated. I guess let's look up Lucy Lang. Well, actually, let's do Linda Hahn first. Is it just gonna be the same article? Yeah, the family tree would still have... If Jinyu had IFV and that was fake, and also a daughter, maybe the IFV was real. Maybe the IFV was a fake out. But we know Guy went to China in 1979, and that timeline-wise matches up with the IFV. Sorry, I got distracted. Let's look up Robot Wars. Not exactly a common name, but it's not the most uncommon. Lucy Lang is mentioned on robotics website as part of Team Talon-Claw. One of the only teams from the US participated in the new robot-based show in the UK. Also part of an a cappella group in Los Angeles. Works in New York for a business. Okay. We don't know for certain that the IFV was fake. It just matches up timeline-wise. Could it be that the daughter is the IVF baby and they just don't lie about it anymore since it's not current news? There's 2 children. So these sisters have 2 children. Hypothetically, Jinyu gave birth to both. I don't know. Let's keep Googling. Robotics Club of Mid-Eastern University. Small blurb mentions that robot fighting leagues have existed for years. Okay. Text-only site. Mostly to announce the schedule. Currently in UK filming. Traveling members are listed as Jaya Patel, Lucy Lang, and Kurt Hauser. Okay. There might be maybe Mid-Eastern University? Notable private college. Little Ivy. Historical Technical Museum. Okay. Gin and tonics. Oof. Oof. College a cappella group. She's listed as a soprano. She performs soloist on a song like The Wind. On a CD compilation called Boca. Doesn't seem relevant to your search. Okay. Subway of Your Mind by FEX is an early 1980s pop song. It's a #1 hit in many countries. This is way more information than I expected to get from this search. One of the rare songs that feels like it already existed and the artist just plucked it fully formed from the collective ether. When searching for combinations of Like the Wind and attempting to narrow down your results that include the Roottrees, you find that an obscure Irish band called U2 once cited both Fex and Jim and Diamond as inspirations. We're fully thrusted us into an alternate reality. I guess this is early U2 before they became U2. That's so funny. An obscure Irish band called U2 once cited both Fex and Jim and Diamond as inspirations. Neither Fex nor Subways has anything to do with your search, and seeing as U2 is relatively unknown to anyone outside of Dublin, the coincidence seems like connection seems like an odd coincidence. Does it, game? This game's fucking with us. Company based in New York, lead synergy engineer. Oh, ranked one of the top facilitators in the world by Business Watch magazine. As far as you can tell, CCSU is a company that other companies hire as a consultant. Unclear the exact services they provide. There are a few high-profile companies listed on their site as former clients. You recognize their name, but none are relevant. I'm not searching U2 or Bono. A Lucy Lang is listed. Each person featured in the article has a small bio, followed by a longer section. Grew up in a small Arkansas town. Okay, so it's not this one. Oldest of 4 children. Second person to have ever left the state. Okay, so it's definitely not that one. Okay. All right, well, it's not that one, at least. I don't feel like there was a lot under the gin and tonics. Yeah. I am wondering if this is a red herring. It's... The main reason I'm not convinced is that one of the secret codes for paying off women who have had children, that just seems so suspicious to me. She performs as a soloist, featured on a CD compilation called Boca. Let's search Boca. Popular boy band songs. Okay. All right. Doesn't seem relevant to your search. Okay. Mid-Eastern University. Robotics Club has a text-only site you can find linked. Site seems mostly used for announcing the schedule. They're in the UK filming. Another date from a few weeks back was canceled for an interview with the school's newspaper. All right, so we're looking for the Mid-East University newspaper. Maybe if we search for the names, one of them will be in the article. All right. Midway between Maine and Miami. Ah, here we go. Yay! Okay, we've got a new search angle. Okay. This would be a lot of work for a red herring, y'all. Lists 3 student members, talks a bit about each of their history, including their interest in robotics. She grew up in China as Min Lang. Came to the US specifically to attend university. She says she grew up around factory-scale machines that assembled products that would be shipped all over the world. She's become obsessed with smaller, more powerful hydraulics, such as the mechanism that closes Talon-caused weapons. She loves linguistics. And one of her hobbies since coming to the States has been collecting accents. In her spare time, she practices not only removing any trace of her native inflection, but also quickly switching between multiple different regional accents. She feels her personal best is the Southern Belle, but her favorite is Valley Girl due to its use in popular culture. Okay. I guess let's search for Lang Min. Ow. Wait, did I not get your picture? I thought I very deliberately booped your snoot. Are you not? Oh, is it because I put a male name in? Oh, interesting. Yes! I was hoping when I locked that in, we would get another 4. We should get some more clues from somebody now as well. Okay, so... were they twins? Did she give birth to twins? I'm not clear on the timeline. But I'm happy to get more clues.
Sam reached out to me finally. I think I have you to thank for that one. My family's in a bit of a rough patch. Even though the candy is selling better than ever, everyone is fighting over the trust. The majority of us want to dissolve it. On paper, it seems like the right decision.
Whoa. No, don't do that.
The arguments about what to do next are endless and heated. More than a few Roottrees are worried about losing their wealth.
Well, they fucking should be. Guy should have kept it in his pants. Sorry about it. Oh, this is Clark. He was in the first section. So, if you remember, he dated sister. Well, he married sisters sequentially. I like the idea that in like 2 more generations, there will be so many people, so many like cousins and cousins and such, like distributing the wealth that it's like every couple of months they get a check for like $5. I think that would be really funny.
I don't think we deserve it more than anyone else. I love my family, my wife, my daughters, even my son, who I hardly ever get to see.
Oh, I wonder why, Clark.
I want to keep them safe and secure, but I didn't do anything to deserve this fortune.
Okay. One of the meta questions in this game is if Clark is chill or if he is paying off or threatening potential people coming forward wanting to be a part of this. Because, like, we have evidence that somebody is suppressing the twins who come to potentially get a piece.
Hell,
and this guy's trying
I probably
really
deserve
hard.
it less than most. It took me way too long to get my life together.
He sounds on the level, but it feels like he's trying too hard.
Okay, enough about me. Here's the deal. I can't stop the majority from voting one way or another. If you keep passing along potential Roottrees, I'll keep adding them to the list. On the other hand, there's been some leaps forward in genetics. It may sound like science fiction, but we can actually determine who's in the family just by testing their DNA. What you've done so far has been very useful. Just keep filling out the tree and we'll prepare for the tests.
Oh, so you didn't give me any fucking clues. Clark, you're fucking useless. All right. Well, we can at least do... Well, we can clear up a lot of stuff. Okay. Well, that's thrilling. It means there's only one of Clark's horrible affair, or Guy's horrible affairs that we need to pin down. Strawberry. Probably Strawberry timeline-wise, but not 100%. Okay. I mean, it worked last time, so I might just Google root tree and a country. Did he bang someone in Australia? Roottree Aus is one of the companies created to manufacture and distribute Roottree candy. According to a history website for Roottree Aus, Carls Martin, who owned a company that manufactured licorice in Australia, was tapped. Did have some success, but only in certain regions. Manufacturing leg of the company was shuttered in 1992 after the death of Martin. Now serves as an importer and distributor. Candy manufacturer. Martin's Licorice Bullets. He used his wealth to build a new factory, distributed maple candy treats the same method. He had a very unusual business agreement with the main Roottree company. Much like how the Clanset Trust distributed the profits evenly, profits of Roottree Aus would be split 50-50 between the American Roottree and Martin. This made Martin a very, very wealthy man. Yeah, fucking bet it did. But also led to many cost-cutting measures meant to increase profits as much as possible. Yeah. That Roottree candy gained a poor reputation in Australia and sales suffered as a result. Vast portion passed on to his daughter, Robin Martin, who sold both businesses at the first opportunity. He featured in many of the top 100 wealthiest women in the world. Owns a private island off the coast. No husband. Widely circulated rumor somewhere in the mid-70s that she had a medical procedure to ensure she would never have children. Good for you, honey. Find a joke on a site called edgydokes.org. That implies she's quite promiscuous and has a punchline involving Robin's eggs. For what it's worth, Martin seemed to lean into the rumors. In the 80s, she once showed up at a charity function with 3 very attractive men, each wearing a shirt that simply said "Satisfied Partner." Stop. This is the game I want to play. How do we follow her more? How do we get involved? This is my icon. I love her. I'm obsessed. I love her. Is she in Business Watch? Sold off her father's asset in 1992. Brought her to an unimaginable level of wealth. New merch idea. Satisfied Partner is too tame for the modern era. I would want, like, Satisfied Fuckboy. Something like that would be really good. Article does touch on the announcement of who took over the licorice division, as well as what was to become of the maple candy factory. Dripping with contempt that someone would be willing to dismantle and gut such a successful company to earn a quick buck. Ends with a dig at Robin's personal life and lack of traditional values. But who am I to judge? Maybe she sold it to ensure a better future for her own children. Oh, wait. Wow, who wrote this? The writer at Business Watch wrote it. This is in Business Watch. Satisfied Fuckboy crop top. With matching cutoff shorts. Nothing relevant to Thomas Martin. All right. Well, the game seems to really be underscoring. The fact that she had no children. Let's try one of the other countries. Put the ass on the text of the short. Satisfied fuckboy cutoffs. Satisfied fuckgoyle. I kind of like, how do we feel about satisfied fuck girly? But with like 2 eyes. All right, we went to Australia, China, France. All right. Was a non-starter. Negotiations broke down pretty late in the process. The CEO was meant to be Tristan Robert. Did Tristan Robert have any daughters? A businessman who was at one time negotiating to take over Roottree France, still alive. Other countries have not been immune to Roottree mania. seems like the reviewer snuck in a question about his experience with the company at the end of the 70s. The article's in French, takes him... Okay, he mentions Guy by first name only, and the tale he tells is quite ugly. Guy, the president of Roottrees, was one of the worst men I've ever met. He approached my wife about having an affair, which she refused. Holy shit, dude. Keep insisting that this was the best way to celebrate the end of our business contract. I don't think he expected her to say no because she's French. This fucker. Satisfied pocket monster on the ass. I don't think he thought she would tell me what happened. I punched him in the face and refused to attend another meeting. Guy blew up an international business deal to try to get his dick wet and failed to get his dick wet even. The worst of both worlds. They lost a lot of money. Not only was he a terrible person, he was also a terrible businessman. And then he fucking died. He seems to treat women like collectible pocket monsters. Jesus Christ. It seems mentioning Pokemon sidetracks the question a bit, and the interviewer never returns to the subject of Fruit Tree. Wow. Well, I love that French man. All of the people who are like, we did not do business with this man, are the best people in the game. Should I look up Tristan Robert in the... I'll look him up in the Business Watch too. All right. One of the companies, unlike some of the other results, was a success. Okay. Bye, Rory. The only region in which caviar... Wait, is it possible that the food flavors were legitimate? Was the only region in which caviar-flavored 5 pieces were a hit? The primary reason, or is caviar a reference to his mistress here? Oh, man. The primary reason that the factory still exists to the day is slowly to create the flavor, which comes in its own standalone 5-piece bag with Portuguese writing. Hey, Ryan! A small town named Alvalagos, municipality of Sao Bernardo do Campo, came the location chosen after the newly elected politician named Edson Soares heard they'd be planning a new factory. Okay. Factory was controversial because the locals didn't want it there. If I lived in a community and somebody from another country rolled up and said, hey, we're gonna build a candy factory, and we said, what kind of candy? And they said caviar flavored maple candy, I would be fucking pissed too. Roottrees visited Brazil around Christmas and managed to break ground. Since then, however, it has been operating relatively smoothly, except for 2 incidents. The first was Incendio do Bordo. That sounds okay. That sounds like a positive thing, right? The second was an unsuccessful strike that involved all the factory workers being replaced. The Roottrees are a bad family, and they should absolutely lose their wealth. Okay. Her name was Robin Martin. Her dad died. She sold all of his factories, which everybody hated. Took the money to buy a private retreat. Got her tubes tied. So famously that she became a running joke about not having children. And then, yeah, showed up to a charity event with 3 hot men wearing t-shirts that said Satisfied Partners on it. An icon. An absolute icon. I think Mechtel was incorporating Ryan into the thing that they missed out on. The factory was originally built and running by a small company called Nova Corporação de Doces Brasil, new Brazilian candy company. The company no longer exists. Not much information has ever existed about it, and the Roottrees now run it entirely. Okay, well, a lot of stuff we could search here. Caviar? Okay. Let's start with Edson Suarez. Find a dissertation published as a college student. Focuses on the rise of democracy. It's the mayor of Avalagos. Did he have a hot daughter? First, he became quite rich. Second, many locals were forcibly relocated. This doesn't make you a popular mayor. No shit. Paper speculates was a move to counter this unpopularity. His wife, Sonia, was discreetly put in charge of a television company called Teleread. Often used this connection to appear on local TV. Remained in office until 1988. Defeated in the first election after the military government was no longer in control. After this election loss, he quickly left the town behind. Tell me more about Sonia. Nobody relevant. A news anchor named Flavio Suarez, who had a mother named Sonia. Flavio? Oh, we got a picture! XX_Flavio_XX. A young Brazilian newscaster with a bit of a cult following. The discourse surrounding him, to put it in polite terms, lewd. It's a website about something called... There's a website about something called fan fiction that has a small section dedicated to him. It seems that women and some men of a wide variety of ages and writing skills tend to find him worthy of inclusion. He's a real-life fanfic? Oh my god. Yeah, people are writing RPF about him. You skim some tales there and learn what a common thread is that he's dating a supermodel named Ashley York. Many stories seem to either ignore her existence or get her out of the picture rather quickly. Oh my god. There are also other, more traditional fan sites that list some things about him, including his age. He's only 18 and he's a newscaster? His zodiac sign, Libra. Favorite food, mother's name. Flavio translates to golden-haired. He is hot. I get it. To Natasha. I get it. He's 18 and he's a newscaster? That's a root tree if you've ever seen one. It seems like maybe he is... Seems like maybe he's a root tree. Protested for PETA. Okay. Interesting. Actually, that might be enough to get us a lot here, if this is indeed a root tree. And this is, what was his name? Was it Edson? Edson Suarez. Okay. News anchor. All right. Right on. Okay. Let's dig into the drama. Maple fire! Oh my god, really funny. Deliberately attacked. Destroyed a lot of it. Locals claim the air smelled like a mix of burning plastic and maple syrup. It was rebuilt and it continues to produce. Backlash, okay. According to the report, the mayor of the city was found to be receiving a cut of the factory's profits because his wife had a root tree child. That's what this is about. They were getting paid off by the root trees because Sonia had a babe. Do nuts expire. They get rancid. So they kind of expire. Rootree, Brazil, sometimes erroneously referred to as Rootree, Brazil. Okay, it's just the same article. Okay, same article, but let's see what we can get. Don't find anything you can't find online, though you may be able to find more by searching for individual people. I fucking bet I can. Okay. Wait, is Flavio in Teen Blast? That would be really funny. That's weird. It said... You can find more by searching for individual people involved in the deals. But it didn't come up with anything for Edson. Did I misspell it? Edson Suarez. Former television station. Due to lack of resources or sources online, you don't have much to go on. I'm wondering if there's not a local newspaper we should be able to access. Did I search Starlet? I think Starlet is more for like older Hollywood stuff. So it'd be unlikely. Gossip about a defunct tabloid, yeah, old Hollywood. Okay, relatively smooth. How do we get access to the strike? You think I didn't search Teen Blast? I see. Let me try that. Oh, okay. There we go. Thank you for catching that, Eric. A British model appeared on the cover wearing a fur shawl. Doesn't have much useful information. She's dating Flavio. A Teen Blast reporter asked how it went. I was in Rio for Carnival and he was on one of the parade floats. I had no idea who he was, but I liked what I saw and told my people to invite him to the party I was going to. I felt pretty stupid once I realized that we were going to his party. Well, his mother party, she runs a media empire down there called Transmiss Sao Paulo. A massive media group owned by a mysterious woman named Sonia Alves. Ah, it seems Sonia Alves is a common name in Brazil, so she has shortened her name to Nia. Nia Alves? According to a history page that's focused on her company and vague unsearchable details, received a significant inheritance in 1980. Continued to work on TV until 1988. After doing some translating, the page about Nia lists her as unmarried. It does not go into any other detail about her relationship history. She stays out of the spotlight, doesn't even appear at shareholder meetings. She sends a proxy. Huh. Ah! which is Portuguese for no relevant results. Comes up many times. Owns many forms of media. Most relevant, an article about the struggles of American media companies to do business with their foreign counterparts due to a difference in laws. Transmits Sao Paulo. Okay, due to a lack of freedom of speech laws in Brazil, there's been an added bureaucracy in publishing certain stories. Nia is extremely private about her identity and supposedly once used her connections to have a reporter fired from a rival network and blacklisted. I have a guess about what he was reporting on. Journalist claims that this was to shut down a story he was doing about her personal life, including that her marriage in 1973 was not of her own choice. Research claimed that she was essentially had her husband forced upon her as a child bride at the age of 15, not outlawed in Brazil until 1998. It also claims that past appearances with her husband have been for show, they do not live together, and that she resents her own parents for the arrangement. Final claims was that she must have made her money under the table through nefarious and possibly illegal means. His research uncovers that she could not possibly have earned enough to start a media company otherwise. After making the statement, the reporter went into hiding for fear of his safety. Damn, okay. Okay, that's a lot. I'm wondering if Guy knocked her up when she was 15. And that's why she was forced into this marriage. That's rough. How do I get her picture, though? Okay, this might be a good stopping point, mostly because I don't really know how to move forward. Why can't we get pictures? Okay. We're missing 3 pictures of 3 of the women that have had affared. Yeah, I do need Sonia's picture. I need Sonia, I need Susan, and I need Christine. And we're supposed to have 2 for Susan. And we haven't found either, which is intense. It's not optional. Sonia's picture is not optional. We need it to lock her in. God, okay. I was really hoping when we hit 12 that somebody would show up with more clues. But I guess you take what you can get. Well, maybe we'll dig into Mark Clementine more next time. Once we have a picture of Elias, that'll be locked in, and that's good. There's an optional one for Edson. I don't have it. This is tricky. I wish we could find some of the fan fiction. Man, okay. We are making progress. I feel good about this one, even though we don't have pickies. And just no clue over here. I feel like maybe eventually we'll get clues. Like somebody will stop by and give us clues for this one. I'm so curious. So this has to be a secret marriage. This has to be a secret marriage because it's on the board, but it's not in the main family tree. But the fact that this isn't a full person implies that they are not a blood family tree update. That's true. It's not listed as infidelity. I want it to be drama. Yeah, okay, so that, I guess that implies that in the year... Well, it's still... Okay, no, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be drama. I just want it to be drama. I guess this is implying that one of the married couples now has a child. So it could be Roottree and Nicole Smith. Oh, it could be Chris and Louise. Oh, I didn't get a second pick for Chris? Okay. Could be Raina. Oh, no, it couldn't be. She's dead. Oh, of course, it's Stephanie and Brian. Stephanie was pregnant the last time we saw her. Hold on. All right, well, we'll have to search her and figure out the name of her child. Like, it has to be her. She was pregnant. Like, that is just it. Okay, remind me to start the next stream by trying to dig up a picture of this tree. Because this, I feel like, will be a relatively easy one to get a lock in. And if we can get that locked in, we might be able to get Flavio, and then we'll know for sure that he's on the right track. All right, that is what we call a plan. FMV Buary is still on. And my guess is we'll probably finish this game Tuesday or Thursday. We've got 2 more streams. So we should be able to clear this game up before FM February. Yeah, Citizen, you think you can do this in 2 streams before Citizen Sleeper drops? Well, unfortunately, we're doing FMV games in February, so I won't get to play Citizen Sleeper 2 on stream immediately. I guess I'll have to decide if I'm going to play that off stream. I would like to play it on stream. I'm really curious about how it is, and I want to hear everybody's thoughts. So, we're going to do, yeah, we'll be doing FMV games in February. So I think that's the plan for February. I've got an insane number of FMV games, and I still have not fully parsed how I'm going to pick the ones we are playing. So maybe I'll just pick and choose, like, I don't know. I need to research. What do you think I'll start with? I have no fucking clue, Geosdia. I need to isolate the FMV games that I have. And then look through them. What I want to do, I'll probably pick ones that are relatively shorter. And the ones that I think are really interesting. Wheel of FMV is fun. Wheel of FMV is really funny. Yeah, I've got a lot. I bought like 20 FMV games. I'll probably try to mix up the genre of the options we've got. And I'll probably sort through them and try to pick ones that are pretty well rated. Although a terrible FMV game also does sound really fucking funny. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, and I don't have to decide for another week, so I won't be deciding for another week, basically. All right, good gaming, everyone. I'll see you Tuesday evening to finish off this game, maybe. Well, probably not finish it off, but play more of this game. I'm sorry, who am I raiding? You screamed raid at me. I don't know who we're raiding. Raid redeemed for who? Okay. And what is... Somebody redeemed for Tiefling Finn? Hold on. Yeah, somebody rated for Tiefling Finn. Okay. All right, I will not be joining you. I have other things to do. It looks like they're playing UFO 50, so that will be a good time. So tell them I say hello and have a good raid, and I'll see you all Tuesday. Bye!